I gotta make sure I do that. Hey, what's up, Investor Z? Okay. All right. I don't know what the heck that was all about. But yeah. It's crazy that the Nasdaq did exactly what we talked about before we got off stream. Let me actually input this data real quick and then shit, let's talk about it. That was a bullish trend for sure. Started off with 150 point. Chart geometry always surprises me for whatever reason. I can't Sometimes I think to myself, how did I go so long thinking that chart geometry does not work, even though it shows up every day. Um, to the downside, points to the upside, 167 point rejection. And 295 point bounce. All right, so today was definitely a bullish trend. All last week was bearish, huh? All right, so we talked about, yeah, what's up, Santiago? We talked about what the bulls are going to have to do if they wanted to see price continue higher because of this trend channel was in the way. The bears or the bulls didn't want it to come back down. And we said that it would have to break out and ride the top of this channel if they wanted to see continuation. And that's exactly what the bulls did. And then the bears finally got it in this trend channel. They broke. They tried to sell it, and they're still trying to sell it off of this channel. They're still trying to sell this market down off this channel. If we do see a break, we could see a potential bounce around 365, 365-ish. Honestly, I expect it to come back down here to 365 to bounce. But yeah, we could see it come down all the way back down here at 365 to bounce. But crazy market. Crazy. I missed this move on gold though. Kind of sad about that. Kind of missed this move on gold. But we could see the Nasdaq go all the way to 525. We could see a slight small rejection from that area. We potentially could. But we have all that liquidity engineered above those highs on NQ. We have all that liquidity engineered above these highs. I don't expect price to reject from these levels if it knocks at that door a couple of times. I think that price uses these stops above these highs as fuel to push this higher, especially since we have Nvidia tomorrow. Especially. So I'm looking for the market to do what it always does. And that's the trap, chop, clap, and on chop, stop, and clap as much people as possible before actually getting the actual move. I do think that we could potentially see a move back down to 315, 300 before we can potentially see a run up. So I will be looking for that move back down to 315, 295. So a range between 315 295 on the Nasdaq. That's what I'm looking for. And I was talking to Smith earlier, and shit, the Nasdaq even got him, NQ Trader, looking for an alternative instrument. And the conversation that we was having about it, about the Nasdaq, is just the mental gymnastics that's required now to trade the Nasdaq. The mental gymnastics is, you can drive yourself crazy thinking about what you think the Nasdaq is going to do next. You really can. And I know everybody was looking for that 365, 360 short. We was all talking about it. Tradeify was talking about it. I was looking in the chat. Everybody was looking for that 365 short. And out of nowhere, the market was like, nope, we're not ready for that short. And without any price action, without any warning, the market breaks out and begins to grind higher until the end of the session. These trading conditions are horrible. Absolutely horrible. Obviously, the people that are being successful in this market, obviously, they're like, yeah, what are you talking about? All you have to do was get on the right side. But you can't even really follow the trend on the NASDAQ because we had this big breakout without a pullback. And price just kept going higher. It just grinded higher. We had price trading a range, and then it continued higher. And then we got that dip, and it looks like they want to double top at these highs, but you just don't know. We could get a small little pullback, and then they just take these highs out. I am looking at like around 520, 530-ish, 520 to 530 for a rejection, as I said earlier. But we're just going to have to see what happens. We're just going to have to see. Because the Nasdaq is not playing no games. She is not playing no games. And I am kind of upset that I kind of missed this triangle range earlier, or this wedge. If I drawn this wedge out before all this happened, I may have would have solved this earlier. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a wedge instead of a channel. We usually see with wedges, whoever breaks out first, that's usually where the market tends to go, because obviously it's running stops as it goes higher. And we all know how bears are. Shit, I showcase bear behavior all the time, so you know what's up. We're going to keep shorting, and we're going to keep shorting until we liquidate our account, so we can't short no more. And this is where this grinding comes from, because everybody that got stopped out of this short, I mean, in the moment, what do you think? What do you think a bear's thinking? Or I might have gotten in too early. I'm going to wait till it gets higher, then I'm going to short it. Or I may have gotten in too early. I'm going to wait until it goes higher, and I'm going to short it. And that's the psychology behind this grinding move is, as the market is going up, the bears are just continuously getting stopped out of their position, because as it goes higher, they're trying to short. And then you get a stop run, you get a pullback, short, stop run. And then you finally get that pullback, bears thinking that, yeah, finally we got this thing. And then they get back on that ride again. So I think we're going to see a lot of grinding on the NASDAQ. And whenever the bulls take their profits, that's when we'll see it. Now, I did miss this move on gold. I forgot to actually look at my chart earlier today, or around 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. The move happened around 7:30. I don't know why I wasn't looking at my chart, but around 7:30 is when the move actually happened. We got the breakdown. It came right back into this range. We got the pullback, and this is the money trade right here. So I don't know if we get another pullback. I don't know if we get another opportunity to enter into this short. because this is the pullback, and I think it's going to try to finish this rotation. So, what I'm going to be looking for is that reversal pattern if it chooses to go higher. But looking at a higher time or a time based chart or a higher time frame chart, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the market is going to continue down. We could see that double bottom at these lows at 230 or 283 on gold. We could see a double bottom here at 295 in a reversal, but I'm gonna let gold tell me when it's time to reverse. I'm gonna let gold tell me. Just look for that reversal pattern that we talked about. Uh, And I was also talking to Smith about this. I said this a little bit on stream, but I was talking more about this with Smith earlier today. These moves right here is is what created that habit of fighting against the trend, because this is normally what happens on the Nasdaq a lot. You'll get a break of trend just for it to completely reverse without warning. It's like, Sherm, don't fight the trend, don't fight the trend. And then all of a sudden, the trend gets broken on the NASDAQ. And that's something that just continuously happens. It's something that I've picked up on over time, and I just do it. I just fight the trend, because fighting the trend on the NASDAQ, 9 times out of 10, you're going to make money fighting the trend. The NASDAQ is a trend-based instrument, but uh you can fight against it, and you'll win. You'll win. You look at the back testing. You follow the trend, and then you can just get a random pop, and that's where that habit came from. You don't have to wait. There's no confirmation to the when you get a random push like that. Nasdaq can make it appear that if you just wait until price gets into a previous area of support, then you can get these little pushes. But man, in real time, man, she makes you feel stupid. She makes you feel like you're gambling, trading with the trend, and then you get these random pops like this, or drop like this, and then randomly it just grinds up, stopping everybody out, and then it finishes the original trend. And that's how you're successful trading the Nasdaq. You got to play mental mind. You have to be able to play the mental mind games that the Nasdaq plays. I know Santiago, all he does is look for his 50. That's it. He looks for his setup. But shit, if you don't have a setup on Nasdaq, shit, you definitely got to play her little games that she likes to play. You definitely have to. Yeah, I didn't even go to sleep today at all. I was just out. Like I said yesterday was my brother's birthday. Celebrated it. Uh, I did not want to particularly go out tonight because, like I said, for whatever reason, his birthday is cursed. Something always happens on his birthday. Every time we go out, something always happens. It kind of feels like, so if anybody's familiar with that anime called Inuyasha, it's so similar to when he turns into a mortal for a day. Yo, that's my brother's birthday, yo. That is his birthday. Everything is sunshines, rainbows, and butterflies until his birthday, and then you turn to a mortal for the day, and all kind of crazy ass shit starts happening. Stuff that's not even in my regular reality. It's like, dude, like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Like 3 or 5 years in a row, something bad has always happened on his birthday. and today was no exception. I think someone may have lost their life today. I mean, someone losing their lives every day, but today was random. I was driving to our meetup spot, and for whatever reason, there was a car on the side of the road, literally in flames. Literally. Don't know if the driver was able to get out of that vehicle before it was fully engulfed. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to see that in the news somewhere tomorrow. But literally engulfed in flames, the vehicle. And I was like, yo, that is crazy. Crazy. How the hell does a whole vehicle catches fire? How? On the side of on the highway. How? But I guess if there's a will, there's a way, because it surely did happen. And you already know that with people being nosy, that created traffic and congestion and everything else. So I was like, man, it always seems to always work out on his birthday, man. Something always crazy happens, man. Crazy. Crazy. But hmm, hold on, did this just happen? No way. No way, dude. Did this just happen? Wow, no way. No way. No way. Oh my God. No freaking way. No way. I think, hold on. Oh crap. I may, come on, Gold. Give me a chance, man. Give me a chance. Damn it. Give me a chance. Come on, Gold. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't make me chase you. Because I'll chase you. Don't make me chase you. Don't make me chase you. I will chase you. Don't make me chase you. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I mean, shit. A strong move in that pullback. This is my money trade on gold and Nasdaq. This is my money trade right here. This move right here is so consistent. This has alleviated a lot of, I don't like using this word, but I don't know any other word, but anxiety. And I'm not speaking in anxiety in a chance of being like, oh, I'm anxious. It's, man, is my setup going, like, am I going to make money today? Is the market going to be good to me today? Type shit, All I gotta do is look for this move and then the pullback. That's it. That's all I gotta look for. But gold, I will chase you. Don't think I won't. All right. I mean, I'm gonna give this a little bit of extra risk on this. It's an Apex account, so. Oh, hold on. I was about to say, did I sell this? Yeah. Okay. So, kind of like, yeah, earlier today, that trade that, I mean, look at this pullback trade. I'm telling you, man, gold is so easy to trade, and now that I've discovered this pullback trade, it's just, yeah, that's just where the money is. Gold showed us that it wanted to move higher. That pullback right here, and look at how much points from this one pullback that we got on gold earlier today on stream. It's just crazy just how, if you just wait for your setup, 9 times out of 10 you'll be making money. Um oh yeah, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier. I was telling Smith earlier, I was like, it's crazy that I have to trade the NQ like the ES, because if I trade her like the NQ, I'll get chopped, stopped, and I'll be crying on the treadmill afterwards because of Because of all this chopping that she's doing, man. Because of all this chopping that she's doing. And I like how my first target is to retest that high. Uh, uh um, yeah, I'll leave it like that. So, I mean, just in case. Yeah, I think so too. Yo, damn. Yo, Alfred. For real? Chop, stop, shut him down. Dude, I have no clue. Gold has just been on one, man. I know gold traders, uh, I know gold traders are happy with this price action. If gold can stay like this forever, I would really enjoy that. If she can stay like this forever. And don't ever change. Don't ever change, gold. Don't ever change. All right, you can keep going up now, gold. You don't have to you don't have to hang around my break even, you know. You can just keep going up. All right, let me look at that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely that definitely should. We should. We should. We can see if financial juice has said anything on we can see if let's see. It says New Zealand cash rates actual 3.25%, previous 3.50%. Whatever the hell that means. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that would so that just probably was like a price action, something dealing with price action, I guess. So I don't see anything. Not on financial juice at least. Except for the New Zealand cash rate. That's it. That's about it. Santiago says lower low on ES, lower high on NQ. Shit. Hmm. Well, the Bulls are holding right now. So the ES may stay where it's at, but you already know the NQ she'll move. Like I said, I think we get like to 520. I think we're going to get a false tap back into this trend channel. We're going to probably see some aggression from the Bulls because this is probably what they're waiting for. They're trying to get right back into this channel, and then we can potentially see a drop. Honestly, I kind of feel like a conspiracy theorist at this point because we're trying to imagine ways how the Bears can be successful, but then they never show up. They always disappoint. Always disappoint. It's like, oh yeah, the Bears can do this. So we'll wait till they get to this level when the Bears will definitely show up. It's like the boogeyman. The it's like a folklore. You speak about a monster and it never shows up. That's bears. They only show up to be rainbow. That's it. When everybody's long, that's when the bears want to be all aggressive and shit. Like, get the fuck on out the way. I mean, shit, show this type of aggression when we add supply. But you want to show this type of aggression as support. Crazies. Rainbow bears. All right, so we're in the green now a little bit. I just hate the fact. See, I missed it. I can't believe I missed this, man. Oh, I can't believe I missed this. I would have had a perfect entry, man. So I left 4 points on the table. So I gotta pay attention to what it does around 11. I gotta pay attention to what it does around like 9, 11, because it likes to move like in 10-point legs. So if that's the bottom of the leg is 301, then we might see some resistance around 310, 311. But I'm not gonna move my target down. I'm gonna leave it where it's at. No trade for you. Well, if I would have caught this thing, if I wasn't over there talking about that senior citizen Nasdaq, and I kept it over here on gold, I would have caught this damn pullback for sure. Would have caught it. 2967. Three, 12, 4. I have a lot of points on the table though, but I wanted to kind of get into this move. That's why I'm willing to put a lot of risk on this. If if this is a fake out, if this is a fake out, meaning that if they push higher and pull back, and this becomes a two-legged pullback, then I'm just gonna have to take that loss. If I get a break underneath this low, or actually we're so 228. So yeah, I'll take everything off at 90, 99.8, 99.9. I'll take everything off there if we see a break. You know, honestly, Alfred, the gold move actually happened 30 minutes early. You know, gold has been on one lately. That move that we saw yesterday, that 17-point leg without a pullback, and gold actually made the move at 7:30. She didn't move at 8 o'clock. She had this small little leg at 8 o'clock, but the move happened at 7:30. When did that started happening? When did gold started doing that? And then we had that pump at 848 back into resistance. Hmm. Back into resistance. Oof. Isn't that crazy, dude? Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot it. Your Eastern time. Yeah. Yep. That stop run, and then I move up, and then I move right back down. And this was such a big candle. Like I said, this is a smaller tick chart. It's like 100 ticks, and it didn't even make the reversal pattern. It just swept liquidity and then it ran higher. But it tapped into a previous area of support. So I mean, I'm not surprised that it did that in this area. I'm not surprised. I mean, we had the range, they broke above it, they broke underneath it, and then they broke back above, and then they came back. I'm gonna start paying attention to that because that is a pattern that I see a lot. They create a range, they break above it, they break below it. When they come back, and then that first retest back into this range is usually a money trade as well. Usually. Hey, what's up, Cave Trader? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Mm, well, Go trying to figure out what side it wants to move to. I'm I'm 50% confident that it will continue to go up based on this chart right here. We have a bullish candle and we have the follow-up candle opening above the highs. So we should see a move up. We should see a move up. Even though this is a doji or indecision candle right here. Oof. That's hilarious. All right. Shit. That's a good sign right there. We got the EMAs to cross. We got the EMAs crossing right there. So that's a good sign. We got a big move higher, a pullback. This would have obviously been the better entry, but by the time I realized what she did, she was already up here. So I had to chase gold. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I am willing to take the extra drawdown if we do get a slight pullback and take the bigger loss if it comes to that. But hopefully it doesn't. But usually from what I've seen, if you miss this pullback trade, um, it usually doesn't come back. I'm not saying it's an absolute that it won't, but I haven't seen it come back. I haven't seen it come back. Unless obviously it runs up into like a previous area of resistance, and then it could potentially double bottom back into this area, and then it'll move higher. But I mean, if you can get your target hit as it's going up before the rejection back down, it usually doesn't come back. There we go, baby. Run them stops. This is why that retest trade on gold, I won't ever recommend it and I won't ever do it. That's usually what happens when people try to come back and sell the retest on the opposite side of gold, on the opposite side versus where it happens at the origin. Actually, this is a better example right here. This is when you want to sell the retest on gold, you have to think of how recent that breaker structure was. If that's the first test of that breaker structure, that's a money trade right there. But trying to come back and trying to sell it again, that is not a money trade. That's a you're about to get stopped and used as fuel trade because this is obviously stop run candles. And then we get that pullback into support. And now we got price floating higher. And the people that, again, tried to short this retest with the stop dots, they're being used as fuel now for that push higher. So we'll see. I may have to endure a pullback here because from this entry to this high is about almost 10 points. Gold likes to move in 10-point increments, and people like to take their profits around that number. So we'll see. We'll see if it stops here or if we can see a push, a continuation. I'm prepared for a pullback though. Oh shit. Man, look at Smith with his hating ass. Talking about gold is an ass just like NQ. Man, yeah, tell us you better stop hating. You better stop hating and get on this gold train and make this money. You better stop hating. Says gold is an ass just like NQ. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Gold is not an ass. Gold kind of does the same thing every day, man. Honestly, it's kind of for me, it is kind of weird not having to play the mental mind games with gold. I play the mental mind games with gold by myself, and that's when I tend to mess up. She's like, shit, you can play them games by yourself because I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. And I love that. I enjoy that. It's like, man, it's so good to be true. Like this pullback trade before I see it consistently work over time, I would try to be like, nah, you're trying to trick me here. I'm going short. You're trying to trick me. You're not about to bounce here. I mean, you did that the last time. You're not gonna bounce. You're gonna go short. She bounces majority of the time after that pullback. I haven't seen her fail yet. I gotta look at that. I gotta look at that because obviously that's something different. Okay, so we'll just let the we'll let Gold do her thing. We'll let her do her thing. Maybe if I stop watching her, she'll just shoot up. All right, so let's come back over to the senior citizen. Like I said, the Nasdaq bulls are definitely holding this area up. They just don't want to let it go. I'm making the assumption that the market wants to hold until we get Nvidia earnings. We all know that with the tariffs and the trade war with China, which is one of Nvidia's biggest customers. A lot of people ran out of Nvidia. We haven't seen a stock drop like that in a while. You couldn't short Nvidia. Now, let's actually look at Nvidia. Let's look at that. Let's look at her real quick. Let's read her charts. Let's read her charts. Let's read her charts. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If you bought, well, this is not financial advice. When I'm talking about futures, you should know that I'm in a prop account. I'm not trading my own personal funds. I'm trading a prop account. But when I talk about stocks, please don't take any trades based on my recommendations. I am usually right, but I'm not responsible. You understand the risk when you take your own trades. But with that said, this looks bullish as fuck. This looks bullish as fuck. You got engineered liquidity. This actually looks like the Nasdaq right now. This actually literally looks exactly like the Nasdaq. Literally looks exactly like the Nasdaq right now. Hmm. You got engineered liquidity above these highs. Look how many times the bears have sold this area once. Well, I'm not going to count it, but you have all this engineered liquidity above these highs right here. You got the bulls holding the bottom of this range right here. Now, this is how the price looks right now. We can have Nvidia shoot higher throughout the session tomorrow. It can just climb and all the bulls will be euphoric and probably hold this thing to the moon. But we do have resistance. We do have resistance around 136 and 75 cents, around that area. That is an area of resistance. You can see that's where price broke structure to the downside. As the market is going to go up, we can definitely expect for bears to come in and try. Now, because this is NVIDIA, we have to be mindful of any manipulative mind games that NVIDIA may want to play tomorrow. Tesla is very notorious for this. And if NVIDIA is now the new Tesla, we got to make the assumption that she is going to do the same thing. We all know that on earnings, the market likes to pop up and do the opposite after the news is released. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. We know this. So we could see a move up tomorrow. We could see a continuation tomorrow. But I highly doubt that it will go far because we have all this overhead, unmitigated supply that price hasn't retested for the people that are still sitting here with their passive sell orders to short. Now, we could get some good Nvidia news tomorrow and this thing can just shoot the hell up. And everybody that's been sitting here passively as sellers can be aggressively turned into buyers against their will. We can definitely see that. We can see sellers turn into buyers. And then as it sweeps up all the buy stops, and then we could probably see a sharp turn to the downside. I mean, there's a bunch of possibilities. Actually, I think this is actually a good example of what's actually going on right here. You got all this engineered liquidity above these highs. We have a big move to the upside, turning these passive sellers into buyers. And then as soon as this thing pushes and grabs all the liquidity it needs, it takes out the low. Literally the next day. This could potentially happen. This is the games that we see these types of instruments play. So if you're going to play NVIDIA earnings tomorrow, just be mindful of that. NQ, we'll probably see a lot of bullishness tomorrow. It's going to probably be hard to short it because a lot of retail investors may want to get in on NVIDIA before a pop. I mean, wouldn't you? I think with all the data that's come out, with the truce in the trade war against China. We're not seeing any more commercials from China exposing the market on how they manufacture all their goods there for pennies on the dollars, and then they sell it to you for $10,000 after they only paid $1 for it, as an over exaggeration. Obviously, they paid $100 to manufacture the product, and then they're selling it to you for $10,000 because of a brand. So we're seeing a lot of that die down. So I think what the market now is waiting on is for that tax bill to stimulate the market to pass. I think that's what the market is now waiting on at this time. That tax bill is going to it allows the market to rely on that bill versus waiting for Powell to cut rates, or at least that's the speculation. At least that is the speculation on what it's supposed to do. We don't really know what it's supposed to do except for the people that engineered and written the document. But the surface level is it's supposed to stimulate the market. It's supposed to add debt to the market, but it's supposed to stimulate it as well. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens here. Mhm. Mm. Gold better not. Yes, I mean, I was prepared for this. I mean, this is a 10-point move right here. So I was kind of prepared for the drawdown. I was prepared for the pullback because it likes to move in 10-point increments and then pull back. I mean, if it can hold, then we can see a continuation. But um, like I said, it would have been. This is why I think this is definitely a great example of why you don't chase gold, and you have to get these entries. Because if I had an entry in this range where I got this box drawn out, actually, how far back does this range goes? Okay, yeah, all right. Uh, they use it as resistance. They broke up, down, back, down, back, and then they came back and used it as support. All right. I would have been already out of my first and second target, and then my runner would have probably been where my second target is. But because I had a bad entry, or not the best entry, I already knew that I was going to have to endure a pullback here. But as long as it holds in this area, then I should be good. If not, I mean, my feelings will be hurt if I get stopped out of this. I mean, it will be. I'm not going to sit there and say that it won't, but uh, if it holds, hmm, no, 262967. 3124. I wonder if Tradeify is going to give uh Rips a job as a commentator over there, kind of like what they did with Terry Trades over there at MFF. I will say that the stuff that Rips talk about, that is really one of the goals that I have on how I conduct myself on stream. I feel that I'm getting better at handling myself emotionally. I still have my gambling tendencies, but I now have a setup that I'm willing to wait for. I'm still going to wait for my targets. I mean, that's just always going to be how it is. I don't necessarily try to fight the trend anymore now that I have an entry setup that I'm looking for at all times that has been proven to work consistently. Hmm, So 305. So I guess I was up 5 points on this trade. Hmm. Well, Santiago, oh, because of your, did it hit your 50 level? I was going to ask, what made you go long in gold? Oof. Hater. Oh yeah, let me see. Let me see, because earlier today I requested for Tradeify and MFF to block the Nasdaq from my account. They didn't respond. It was like, of course we're not going to block the one instrument that keeps the lights on over here. Of course we're not going to block that shit. Of course we're not. Of course we're not going to block that. They didn't even answer my question either. Yeah. Hmm. They didn't even answer my questions. Is US 30, is that YM? I think, isn't US 30 YM? If US 30 is YM, then okay, yeah, that is YM. Okay, that is the Dow. Okay. Honestly, I have nothing bad to say about the Dow. Nothing bad to say about it. The only thing with YM is that you need to always be on the right side for sure. You need to always be on the right side. I mean, that's kind of right for every instrument. But if you're on the wrong side of YM, just like gold, and you don't stop out, you will cry. YM will make you cry because, as you can see, she does not come back. She just keeps going. So you have to stop out. There's no hoping that she'll come back. I've seen this consistently play out on YM. A while back, we was actually talking about trading YM on a swing account because YM is better. If you're a swing trader, YM is the instrument for you. YM is the instrument for you. You talking about all you have to do is get in at a good area and just watch it go in one direction. You just watch this thing go in one beautiful direction. Yeah. YM is like that. This thing literally trended down for 1, 2, 3. So you had 2 days of one direction before it even pulled back. And then after you got the pullback, you got this big continuation. And then it did the same thing. You had 1, 2, 3. So 3 days, 3 days down, 3 days up. YM is definitely for swing traders if you're able to swing. And if you can get in at a good spot, all you got to do is buy and hold and let this thing do its thing. I can look at it. I can make an assumption, but I can't sit here and give you a definite yes or no. I can definitely look at it. Mm. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, I would stay short, but I would trail my stop on this. It does look like it wants to at least come back down to this area of liquidity down here, this range right here. We'll see what happens. We could, I guess we can see what happens if price gets down to this area right here. But I don't think YM is going to change. So far, once it goes in it, once it starts in this direction, you really don't see too many random pops or reversals. So, um, I mean, that's what I can say for right now. Actually, let me make it. Let me see this real quick because actually, it may have actually came into resistance. All right, so let's see. It might have actually came into resistance. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It came into resistance. We have a failure. So we had the buyers buying it off the EMAs. They tried to blast it off of it. It failed to break out above this range. It traded back down into this range. And now it's breaking below this range. So this is highly likely a short. We could get a pullback to retest this range for the retest, but this is highly likely a short. Highly likely. Okay. So I kind of knew that this was going to come. Oops. That would have been a piss off. If I caught this original move, I would have been a happy man, but this second move back into this area may be dangerous, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Let me actually look at the higher time frame real quick. That's not a convincing candle for sure. It's not convincing. It's not. We got a red candle closing. at the bottom of this one. That's not a convincing candle, but we'll see what happens. I got my stop where I need to have my stop, so if I'm wrong here, yep, that's exactly where I would have had my original entry. So I would have gotten out of the bulk of this position right here, and it would have missed my second target. But as long as I get that first target hit, I really don't even care about the second and third target because it's only 3 micro contracts. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. I may get stopped out of this one. Hopefully not, but I may. Yeah, what's up, Visible ID? Man, I will say that you have to have balls of steel to go to sleep with a swing trade on the Nasdaq. Honestly, if I'm going to swing, it will definitely be YM. It will definitely be YM. YM is definitely an instrument that I've recognized a long time ago that you can safely swing this thing and it will continue to go in your direction without any of the manipulative mind games that the Nasdaq likes to play before she goes in her direction. And with the Nasdaq, I mean it pushes down and then it pushes up and it does these things in one day. In my opinion, I feel like there's really no need to swing Nasdaq. She doesn't trade the way that she traded previously, where she made make a 200-point move and that's the best she'll do. She makes 300, 400-point moves daily. Actually, so today, she started off with a 150-point drop at the open. She then reversed and it was a 218-point move to the upside. You had a 167-point rejection. And then at the end of the day, you had a 295-point bounce. There's really no reason to ever swing the NASDAQ when she's literally moving 1,000 points in one day. But that's my opinion. I wouldn't trade the NASDAQ. I wouldn't swing NASDAQ. I just wouldn't. She's just too crazy. Or, yeah, I think that's the correct term. She's too crazy. Honestly, so I'm not gonna butcher your first name, Zondo. I think that's being done by design. Trump has declared this the golden age. I think he was referring to crypto. I think he was referring to crypto. I have this feeling that our money system is slowly being shifted over the crypto. With all this inflation and devaluing the dollar and all the debt, a lot of countries have already shifted over to crypto. The United States hasn't yet. And once the United States shifts over to crypto, with it already being the reserve of the world, if the United States shifts over to crypto, then it solidifies crypto. I mean, with Bitcoin now over 100K, I think that's the biggest sign. That is the direction that how do I want to say this? I feel like that's the direction that we'll eventually get to, or that's the destination that we'll eventually get to. That's my opinion. This is not based on anything that was officially stated, but I'm just reading between the lines here. I want to make that very clear. That is my assumption. They tried rolling out a Fed coin. And if they wasn't trying to figure out a way, because what I'm thinking is if they're going to make the shift over the crypto, they're looking for ways on how to control it because right now crypto is literally a easy way to launder money. It's untraceable and you can launder your money through it. And if the government shifts over to crypto, they're going to need a way to control it. I think that's what's being done behind the scenes before it's fully rolled out and implemented. But again, that is my assumption. Because Bitcoin is over 100K. It's well over 100K. I think it's like 110. Spot price Bitcoin, not Bitcoin futures. Well, it's now at 108, but at its highs so far, I think it was 110 was all-time highs on. Oh no, never mind. Actually, let me go listen to a daily chart. Let me go this to a daily chart. Yeah, right now, all-time highs right now on Bitcoin is around about 112. Rest in peace to those that sold their Bitcoins when they got break even at 75K. Rest in peace. Mm. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Hopefully I can stay in this gold trade. Hopefully I didn't hold this for too long. Yeah, for those that joined, I may have a green trade turn red on me. We'll see. It's not looking too good. I don't like how the Bulls ain't stepping up around this area. Huh? I'm not liking it at all. I may get stopped out of this one for a loss. The higher time frame chart is telling me that the Bears are in control, and unfortunately, I may have to prepare myself for a stop out. Hmm. Well, hopefully that's not the case, but I'm preparing myself for that. Are you playing silver? Yeah, my trading partner has been dibbling and dabbling with silver. I feel like it moves too similar to ES, and I don't like the ES. Where is it at? Hmm. So it doesn't. I don't have it. I don't have it. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So it has everything else except for silver, huh? So I think is silver on 625? SI 0625. Uh, which uh, which month is silver on right now? Because it ain't on 06 for whatever reason. Oh, so it's still on 5? Still on 5? So SI 05.25. Dang, it's still on May? That's interesting. Ah, well, okay. I don't know what the heck is going on. I know that can't be right. Yeah, I know that can't be right. All right, so daily on. Hmm. That's what I'm talking about, bulls. Buy that shit. Buy it. Buy it. That's what I'm talking about, bulls. All right. So this is the daily chart on silver. Which one are you playing right now? All right, Santiago. I mean, have a good night. No. Yeah, the Nasdaq is being a senior citizen tonight. She's definitely being a senior citizen, but I do have certain levels that I am looking at whenever the Nasdaq chooses to move. But let's look at silver. So you say you're playing silver right now. Uh, what are you looking for right now? What are you in? Probably put this on a 5-minute chart and see what silver is doing. What the hell is that? All right, so I guess silver doesn't want to be. It doesn't want to cooperate. I don't know what the heck is going on. All right, I'm just gonna do the daily chart. I don't know what the heck it's doing. Is this the daily chart? The silver moves? These are daily charts on silver? Or these are daily candles on silver? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess silver does not move then, huh? Hmm. Unless there's something. Actually, let's just look at it on. Let's look at it on here. Because maybe it's my chart. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe it's my chart. Wow. Huh. So silver doesn't move, huh? Huh. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I guess you're gonna have to just talk about it because yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that you got a silver chart the low based on yeah, I'll delete that. But anyway, so these are the levels that I'm looking for tomorrow on Nasdaq. If we can get price to break out above, I am looking at 520. I don't think price reverses here at 520. I do think that we can potentially see a rejection probably back down to 480. A small rejection from 520 to 480. I don't think the bears are going to, or the bulls are going to take profits at 520. I do believe that if we do see a pop, especially with Nvidia earnings tomorrow, we have all this engineered liquidity above these highs, above 550. I'm just going to round it to 550. We got all of these highs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 layers of liquidity engineered above these highs. So if we can get price to tap into this, this will definitely be the fuel to take this rocket to the moon. And once we get that rocket fueled and it's going to the moon, I do think that we could potentially see the market take their profits around R4, but around like 680, 690-ish, somewhere in that range, somewhere in this area, maybe even 700. I mean, you're so close to 700. We could potentially see 700, but 680, 690, and probably use 780 to trap the bulls in, and the bears will leave those, or at least the big bulls will leave the little bulls and let them hold the bag, and they'll sell out of all their positions, and it can fuel this market right back down. But if we do see a move to around 680, 690, 550, 560, definitely an area of interest for demand. Obviously, support or resistance turn into support. And it makes sense if you think about it. All the stubborn bears, because we got to think, this is bears we're talking about. We will liquidate our accounts just for the sake of it, just off principle. As soon as the market comes back, they're going to take their profits and they're going to buy themselves out of their position. New buyers are going to step up in this area. Everybody is highly likely to be buyers here. And then we should see a continuation going to the upside, potentially taking out that 700 level if we didn't take it out the first time. If we can see a move above 700, then 720, 730 is obviously the next level of the next psychological level. I mean, that's kind of obvious. I would find it hard to believe we get all the way up there without a pullback or a rejection of some kind. We did have Trump tweet and he pushed the market up 2,600 points. I mean, he did do that, but that is obviously a black swan. Obviously, if we don't get something like that, we should see a rejection around this area. Should. Doesn't mean we have to. But if we do see a pullback, I'm actually looking around that 315, 295 area for price to come back. And we can potentially see a bounce. Because earlier today, and I'm going to show you guys why I say that. But first, 360, the Bulls, the Bears would have to break 360. So if we get a pullback back into 360, 365, 371 right here at this value area low, I do think that we will see a bounce in this area somewhere. Maybe 380 to 360, a 20-point range. But everybody was waiting down here earlier today. Oop, around 315-ish. Where's my box? There it is. Everybody was waiting around this area. 315, 295-ish. The reason why everybody was waiting for it is because we got the breaker structure right above this high right here. And that's around 315-ish. So we could see the bulls come back, retest around 315, and we could see a push back up. Or it can come all the way back down into this range, 295-ish, and then we could see a push up. We could see price break through this range, but what I see the Nasdaq do a lot is these false breakouts to sweep liquidity, and then she'll come back and then use this area as support. So if you get stopped out in this area the first time, just waiting for a price to come back, break above, and use it as support, you'll definitely get your money back. And you'll get some profits, depending on how big and small your stops are. I may have to take this loss on gold. Yeah, that does kind of look like a. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Mm. Take that. Mm. 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 Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hmm. Hmm. I I see on Bookmap that my entry right here at 304 could potentially be resistance. I do see people already got their order sitting up there at 316, which I love seeing that. I love seeing that. That means that the market may wants to go up there and take that liquidity before it tries to go down. I love that. I would love for that to happen. Go all the way up there to 316. I would love for that to happen. But that's what I'm looking for tomorrow on the Nasdaq. I think I got another area that I was looking for on Nasdaq. Yeah, so I was looking at 255, 235, 255, 235. So somewhere around 255, 235. Right there. That's another breaker structure to the upside that we've had. So that's another area that I'm going to be looking for on the Nasdaq. Uh Trader Cat, yes and no. Yes and no. I will say that I find success with and without Bookmap. It is a tool. It is a visual tool. It shows you where other market participants has their orders. It shows you a visualization of the psychology that's on the charts and where you can make your own decisions. But you don't necessarily need it. It's not going to turn you into a seven-figure trader. It's not. But it's nice to have. Right now, the biggest bookmap community right now on YouTube is Think with Bookmap. You can literally go into the chat, talk to other traders. I wouldn't take any of their advice, but you can kind of just see where everybody else, what they're thinking about the markets. But like I said, it's just a tool. It's not a signal or anything else. I traded. You say you're going to start trading GC with. Yeah, I mean honestly, I mean I look at Bookmap with gold, but I mean honestly, I'll be completely honest. I really don't. I have it up, but I don't look at it because with gold, you really don't need anything. You really don't need anything with gold. Just the price action. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else with gold. If you focus on the price action, you will be profitable. Y'all guys see me literally get into areas of support and resistance before the price gets there. And it works out because gold is a structure-based instrument. It trades in structure. CL gold is a technical analyst instrument. It trades structure. That's all you need. Volume, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that volume and stuff doesn't matter, but as long as you're trading within a structure, then you have nothing to worry about. You don't even need to have a big stop on gold. I've already explained that why I have a big stop because I'm getting into areas before price even sets up. So I have a bigger stop just in case I'm in an area if I'm in too early. But for the most part, I'm usually not because gold is structure perfect. I mean, look at that. It dips right and back into this range and it pushes up. This was a nice 301. It's nice 7 points, respectable 7 points on gold. Areas of resistance came to support. It came to support, went to resistance. I mean, it's not hard to trade gold, man. I mean, unless you make it hard, like I do sometimes, but it's not hard. It's definitely not hard to trade gold. But like I said, I'm about to learn this lesson about why you shouldn't chase gold. I'm about to learn that lesson. But the one thing about gold is that I'm willing to accept losses on gold because I know that I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong on gold. When price breaks structure or something like that, I know I'm wrong. But once it broke this range right here, I should have had a tighter stop, but I prefer to have a bigger stop on gold. I prefer that. I'll take the $700 loss, but this might be $1,100 loss actually. I might be losing 1,100. Oh shit, I'm up down 15. Damn. Yeah, I chased gold in this position. I thought it would at least get a damn retest of this high, but hmm. Uh, oh well. All right. All right. Well, we'll see. And that's why you always got to stop out on gold. You just got to stop out. If you don't stop out on gold, this is the type of shit that she does. You got to stop out on gold. All right. So let's see if we can get like a short. I mean, we got the break. We got the break of structure down. Let's see. Well, actually, I got 10 minutes. So if we can get something in 10 minutes, I'll take it. But if not, I'll just take the loss. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll get this money back. We'll get the money back. He said he's always gonna. I mean, like I said, gold is very structural. It, I will say that my biggest mistake on gold, or the mistake that I kind of make on gold, is trading her like she's the Nasdaq. She's not the Nasdaq. She's gold. You kind of have to wait. You gotta you gotta let her talk to you. You gotta let her say when she's ready. Because if you try to force trades on gold, she ain't a victim. Gold is not a victim. She'll turn you into a victim. He was like, oh, that's a game you want to play? You want to force yourself on me? Well, I'm going to force myself on you. She'll get the clapping you real quick. And then she don't even cuddle afterwards. She calls you a bitch and keeps going. Like, that's how ruthless gold is. My trading partner said that, like, the baby please and tried to negotiate with gold. She was like, yeah, she doesn't even respond to that. She doesn't respond to negotiations. She doesn't negotiate with terrorists, and everybody's a terrorist if you're on the wrong side of her. She doesn't negotiate at all. She gets to clapping you real quick. Uh, yeah, we might get this pullback on YM, but the Bears have, or the Bulls have definitely failed. So this is a failure. We might get a pullback, and if the Bears can hold that pullback on YM, we could potentially see a move back down here to 23.44, especially if they take out the liquidity underneath this range right here. But that's not advice or anything. That's just me speculating off, obviously. I don't trade YM, but just basically just looking at the chart, once it goes and once it starts in that direction, you can be confident that it's going to continue on. You just have to be patient. You can be confident it's going to continue in that direction. Ugh. All right, well, we got that drop. I think they're going to probably take out 290 because the market was using this area as support all day. They're going to probably take that out, and then we can probably see the lows at 283 on gold. Probably. I was gonna trade YM, Alfred, on U Profit. I was gonna trade them on U Profit, but U Profit knew the game. You couldn't even trade YM on U Profit. And YM is a swing instrument. I mean, you can get the move intraday, but I mean, you can get it intraday, but it's better to swing YM, obviously. I mean, shit, just imagine catching 3 days of a short, 3 days, catching 124. So let's do the math on that real quick. I mean, if you caught the top of this move, if you caught literally the top of this move, 42, 976, and it's 41, 236. You made 1,700 points on YM. I think what every contract is actually. Let me ask ChatGPT how much that would be on one contract, because I don't even know the tick values on YM actually. Okay, so on one contract on YM, catching 1,740 points, ChatGPT said I will make $8,700 on one contract. So if you had 10 contracts, and I think that's probably the normal size that YM traders trade with, 87 times 10, that's $87,000 for 3 days, top bottom. I would say that's decent work. I would agree with that. Okay. So now gold is definitely trending down. But like I said, I'm almost out of time. Yeah, I'm almost out of time. And you said 285 is the next level, and that's right where my S2's at. How about no, I can't take that trade, Alfred. I can't take that trade. I can't. I can't. I'm not saying you're wrong. I can't take that trade. It doesn't align with my rules. I like to take the pullback trade. So honestly, I gotta wait for the pullback. And if I don't see the pullback, then I have to wait for it. Have to wait for the pullback. 31. So this was almost 10 points. So this was like 9 points right here. So it's a 9-point bounce, and that's respectable on gold. That is definitely respectable. Yo, congratulations on that. Yeah, Top Step, are you able to were you chosen to be a part of their VIP program or something like that, Alfred? Uh, oh yeah, okay. I see what you're talking about. I see the 285 liquidity on Bookmap. I will say, I mean, Alfred, have you tried? So this is what I will say. 9 times out of 10, that liquidity on Bookmap, from what I've seen, has been traps. Now, there has been times where price has tapped into the areas and we do see reactions at those areas. But what I've seen is that it will eat that liquidity and then pop right back up. So if you're in short, I mean, taking profits at 285 is probably what it wants to do. But for anybody that wants to try to go long at 285, I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that. Gold doesn't play like that. She does not play that. Oh, for real? Yeah, Team Massive. The Nasdaq is a senior citizen. I mean, that's what she is. She is a senior citizen. I mean, look, I mean, she needs help crossing the street right now. She's holding up traffic right now with this price action. So she needs somebody to be kind enough, a Boy Scout, Girl Scout, whatever Scout, to help her across the street so she can get to where she's going. Because she's being a real senior citizen right now, as she always is. hmm I mean, we definitely should see some fireworks tomorrow. We definitely will see some fireworks tomorrow. I mean, this is Nvidia that we're talking about. It's Nvidia. There's no way that we don't see a move to the up or downside with Nvidia. We already kind of talked about what we could potentially see tomorrow, but with Nvidia looking like NQ's chart right now, I'm pretty sure it's going to do the same exact thing. It's going to run them highs. It's going to eat all the liquidity above that high. We're going to pull back. And from that pullback, we can either see a continuation to the upside, or we can see price eat through that and take these lows out. Now, because we didn't get that pullback on the NASDAQ earlier today, if this thing continues higher, we already know what the hell it's going to do. We already know what it's going to do if we don't see a pullback. This is basically one giant ass leg with no balance of price. So when the Nasdaq starts doing this, when she starts grinding higher and she starts taking out liquidity at these highs, we know that what comes up, just like Icarus, it comes right back down to earth, and it's going to come down crashing hard. And we know this. So that's what I'm going to be preparing myself for tomorrow. That is what I'm going to be preparing myself for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens overnight. We do have GDP. I believe that's Friday, or I think it's on Thursday. We do got GDP. Yeah, we got GDP tomorrow, Thursday. We have PCE on Friday. We have FOMC minutes actually tomorrow or later on today or tomorrow, the 28th, the Wednesday. And that is definitely going to shake the markets up. So we're going to see a reaction at the FOMC minutes because the market is trying to see if Powell is going to cut rates during the upcoming FOMC conferences. So we're going to probably see a slowdown around that time. And we're going to probably see a big reaction to the transcripts of their FOMC minutes. So that is something that you need to prepare for. And right after that, we'll probably get back and forth. And then the market is going to be waiting on the release of NVIDIA's earnings. And then that's going to be a back and forth. So we have a lot to look forward to later on in tomorrow's session. So if you're a degenerate gambler like we all are trading the Nasdaq, tomorrow afternoon should definitely be fun. It should be. Yep, we have FOMC minutes tomorrow. Well, yeah, Alfred, yeah. These minutes will probably be because like I said, everybody's anticipating or they're anticipating a rate cut potentially. And if not, people uh are waiting on the results of to see if that tax bill will get passed. So either Powell will cut rates or that tax bill will get passed, and that will either one of those events will stimulate the economy, or at least on paper. And for speculators, the assumption would be that's going to stimulate the market. We will definitely see a reaction from that. Definitely. There's I would find it hard to believe if we don't. But with all that said, that's all for me tonight. I'm about to go to club bed, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll definitely get this money back. We will definitely get this money back. And with that said, have a good night, everybody. Peace out.